Well, hey everybody, Mr. Reeves back with you, and we continue to look at expressions and properties of expressions in 7th grade math. In the previous video, we looked at skills R14 and R15, adding and subtracting like terms. All right, and now we are going to look at identifying equivalent linear expressions. And we're going to start off in R17, which uses Algebra Tiles. And if you have not worked with Algebra Tiles before, I encourage you to watch the video that I posted on simplifying expressions using Algebra Tiles, because I went through and gave you an introduction of what they are and how they work. All right. So as we see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 x's here, right? And then we have 3 1s over here, and we have 5 1s over here. So the x's can be combined because they are like terms, giving us 8x, and then 3 plus 5 is 8. So this expression simplifies to 8x plus 8. You could see 8x, 3 plus 5 is 8. All right, right here we've got 1, 2, 3 x's plus 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Because 2x's plus 1x gives us that 3x, and then we have those 4 together, and we get 3x plus 4. Right here, 2x's plus 2 more x's, that gives us our 4x, and then we have 4x plus 5, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, just a reminder that the red ones are negative, and the red ones will cancel with any of the positive ones. So if you take a look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 positives. I know it's right up here, guys. 5 negatives plus 9 positives, that's going to give me 4 positives. So that tells me it's one of these two. All right. And then all I have are negative ones, right? I have 8 negative ones and 9 negative ones. That gives me 17 negative ones. So it's 4x plus negative 17 or 4x minus 17, right? All right, so I've got this x here and this x here. That's going to give me 2 x's. And then these 3 positives are going to cancel off with 3 of the negatives, leaving me, let's see, 4 plus 7 is 11, right? So what do I get? I get 2x minus 11. Oh, it's not going to let me go to another level. I guess I can't get to the challenge zone this time. All right, so what do I have? I have 3x's plus 4x's. That gives me 7x's. And then what do I have? Minus 5. All right, I think you've got the idea of how it works. Oh, wait a second. They've got a distributive property one. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So what is it saying? I have 3 negative 2x minus 1s, right? So if I were to distribute, what's 3 times negative 2? It's negative 6x. And what's 3 times negative 1? It's negative 3. So what do I have? I have negative 6x minus 3. If we count 2, 4, 6 negative x's, 1, 2, 3 negative 1s. I love this picture of how the distributive property works. Remember, what is multiplication? It's just repeated addition. I'm just adding the same thing 3 times. All right, here's another one that has the distributive property. Now remember, you must distribute first and then combine like terms. So they took that 5 and they multiplied it by negative 2x plus 2. So I have 5 sets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of the same thing. And then I'm going to add it to that x. Well, what do I end up with? I end up with 10 negatives and 1 positive. What's that going to give me? That's going to give me 9 negatives, and this is the only one that has 9 negatives. But here, what do we have? We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 positive ones as well. All right, there actually is a challenge zone. It just wouldn't let me skip to it. But as you can see, it's very similar to what we just did. So I'm going to move on to the next skill, which is R18, identify equivalent linear expressions. Okay, so this is going to be very similar to what we did before, except now it's kind of like matching. All right, which expression is equivalent? Well, 2u's plus 3u's, guys, that gives me 5u's, right? 2u's plus 3u's is 5u's. Distributive property here, 3 times h plus 2, like we were just talking about. That'd be h plus 2 plus h plus 2 plus h plus 2. or 3 times h, which is 3h, and 3 times 2, which is 6. All right, 2f's plus 6f's, what does that give me? That gives me 8f's. All right, let's skip up to the next level. Remember, before you can combine like terms, you must distribute. So I'm going to go here 6d times 5d. Well, that's going to give me 30 d's, right? And there's no other d's, so it's either this one or this one. But then I have to do 6 times 5 before I do 5 plus 4. Remember, distribute before combining like terms. Well, 6 times 5 is 30. 30 plus 4 is 4. So what do I end up with? I end up with 30d plus 34. 30d plus 34. All right, what about this one? Negative 2 times a positive 6. What's a negative times a positive? It's a negative. What's 2 times 6? 12. So I have negative 12, so it's one of these two. And then I have to do a negative 2 times a negative 9. A negative times a negative is a positive. I get plus 18. All right. There we go. What about we skip up to the next level? What do you say? Alrighty, again, distribute first. Multiplication comes before addition in order of operations. All right, 4 times 5g. That's going to give me 20g here, right? And when I add it to the 7g, I'm going to get 27g. So it's this one or this one, right? But then I have to do 4 times minus 7. That's going to give me minus 28. So how about 27g minus 28? Can we skip up to the challenge zone? Not yet. Not yet. 4 times w plus 3. Which one is equivalent? All right. So let's see here. We're going to have 4w plus 12, right? All right. I think that's our only one. We're only allowed to choose one. Now, can I skip up to the challenge zone? Not yet. Okay, distribute before we combine like terms. 4 times 3q, that gives me how many q's? 12 q's. 12 q's plus 14 q's, that's 16 q's. All right, 16q. Let's see, 4 times 6 is 24. Wait, that's not right. That's not right. So it is 16q, but it is 16q plus 24. How about this one right here? Will this one work? 3q plus 6 times 4 plus 4q. Yeah, so in this case, we couldn't simplify. We simply had to match it to one that was written differently. Oh, double distribute. They want us to double distribute here. I wonder if this is going to be similar to the one we just did here. Let's see here. Negative 6 times 2z plus 2. And here's 2z plus 2 times negative 6. Those are the same by the commutative property, right? Negative z minus 3 with a 2 in front is the same as negative z minus 3 with a 2 in the back. All right, so we're only allowed to choose one. I'm going to go with that one. All right, and look, I am brilliant. All right, now are we in the challenge zone? They just really didn't want us to get here, did they? All right, here we go. Negative 2 times 3r. Negative times a negative is a positive. I get 6r. Negative 2 times minus 4 is 8. So I get 6r plus 8. But they don't have that as a choice, do they? What have they done? They have rewritten the expression. Remember, the commutative property says we can switch the order around. All they've done is switch the order around by the commutative property. All right. Right here, are they going to make us simplify? They're not making us simplify. How disappointing is this? All right, so negative 6 times 5y plus 4, that's going to be the same as 5y plus 4 times negative 6. So they switch the order around inside the parentheses, and that is the commutative property of addition. All right, I am going to move on now to our final skill as we identify equivalent linear expressions, word problems. All right, these are going to be a little bit tricky. Some of them you're going to have to read very carefully and think it through. And it's going to require you to have an understanding, a good understanding of the distributive property. All right, so here we go. For a class project, Bob made a square-shaped model of a park near his house. Each side of his model is x inches long. Pick all the expressions that represent the perimeter of Bob's model. So let me just draw it out right here. If you have a square and each side is x long, and you want to find the perimeter, you're going to have to add all those together, right? So that's going to be x plus x plus x plus x, but what does that equal? That equals 4x's. It does not equal 4 plus x, and it does not equal x to the 4th power. By the way, x to the 4th power, that would be x times x times x times x, not them added together. So we're looking at those two. All right, here we go. It says admission to the Chesterfield County Fair is $10. Once you are inside, it costs X dollars to go on each ride. All right, when Brittany went to the fair last weekend, she went on 4 rides. All right, so what did she have to pay? She had to pay that $10 to get in, and then 4 rides each cost X dollars. So if you look at this one right here, do you see how there's the $10 to get in, and then 1 ride, 2 ride, 3 ride, 4 ride? But this is also correct because what is x plus x plus x plus x? We just did it in the previous problem. It's 4x. This one is not correct because they have x on the 10 and you only do the 10 once. And this one is not correct because that would be 4 times 10x, and we want 4x plus 10. Actually, excuse me, this would be 10 times 4x instead of 10 plus 4x. All right, let's skip up to this problem right here. It says Jen loves going to the craft store to buy new art supplies. Last weekend, the craft store ran a sale and took 10% off everything. Jen bought T tubes of oil paint and B paintbrushes. Tubes of oil paint normally cost $3 each, and paintbrushes normally cost $5 each. Okay, so you have not done percentages with me. Actually, the Math 7 is doing percentages right now. All right, but if you get 10% off, you are paying 90%. Do you guys understand that? Let's make sure we're real clear on that. That 100% minus 10% is 90%. All right, but 100% can be represented as the decimal 1.10 or 1.00. 10% is 0.10 or 0.0, and what do you get? You get 0.90. So 90% is equivalent to 0.90. That's where that 0.90 comes from. All right, so instead of paying 100%, she's paying 10%. I'm sorry, instead of paying 100%, she's saving 10% and paying 90%. All right, tubes of oil paint are $3 each, and she's buying T of them. So there's her tubes of oil paint, right? There's her paint brushes, so that's how much she would normally be spending, but she's only paying 90%. All right, so that's the one that we are looking for right there. Now, if we distribute, what do we get? What's 9.9 times 3? Isn't it that? It's 2.70. And this one right here would be 450. So what does that tell you? That tells you the sale price, doesn't it? Right? The sale price for the tubes was $2.70, and the sale price for the brushes was $5. All right, let's skip up to the next level. Ooh, we are in the challenge zone. All right, Becky does a setting and bumping drill. Hey, let's hear it for volleyball. All right, except we'd call that passing instead of bumping, with her teammates to warm up before volleyball games. All right. During the drill, she sets the ball X times and bumps the ball Y times. Before her last game, she did the drill 3 times. Pick all the expressions that represent how many times she set and bumped the ball. All right, so she did 3 of them, right? And she sets it X times, and she bumps it Y times. So what do we have? We would have 3X plus 3Y, right? We could also have this one, right? Because if we added, pick all the expressions that represent how many times she set and bumped the ball. Well, set and bump the ball, and then times 3. Those are equivalent, right? X plus X plus X plus Y plus Y plus Y. Wouldn't that also be equivalent as well? 3X's plus 3Y's. Could there really be 3 correct answers? Say it is so. Wow. All right, I think this is the last one we're going to do, and then we're going to call it a day on this IXL skill. It says Maya wanted to buy souvenirs for her closest friends from her vacation to Mexico. She decided to buy 8 of her friends a keychain and an anklet. Each keychain cost K dollars, and each anklet cost $2.50. She decided to give 6 other friends a postcard and a bracelet. Each postcard cost P dollars, and each bracelet costs $3. All right, so do you see how she has 2 sets of gifts here, right? The first set of gifts is for 8 friends, and the second set of gifts is for 6 friends. So do you see right here on this one, there's an 8 and there's a 6, and then we're grouping them together. What do the 8 friends get? They get a keychain, which is K, and an anklet, which is $2.50. So this is that first set of friends. And what do the second 6 set of friends get? Wow, she's got a lot of friends. All right, she has a postcard and a bracelet, right? So this one is correct. Now, what happens if we apply the distributive property here? Well, 8 times K is 8K. 8 times 250, well, what's that going to be? That's going to be 8 times 2 is 16, right? 8 times half of $1 is going to be 4, and 16 plus 4 is 20. So do you see how that simplifies to that? And how much you want to bet that simplifies to that? So those two are both correct. All right, and these down here are not. Do you see how this has K sets of friends and P sets of friends? That's not what we want. And this one right here is simply that one simplified. So it's that top two again. 8 sets of friends getting K plus 250, 6 sets of friends getting P plus 3, and it simplifies to that. All right, so I know this last one is a little bit tricky, but hopefully the ones that I did were enough to help you. Remember, if you get a question wrong, they show you how to get it right. Go over what they tell you to do and then try again. And if ever you need any more help than I have provided in these videos, or you can get from IXL, don't hesitate to email me and let me know. All right, have a great day, everybody. Till next time. Bye.